untitled.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of a wig in a really cool color. This is called Pure Allure by Raquel Welch, and the color on this is SS2361, also known as Shadow Shade Cream. I wanted to review a few of these kind of high fashion colors that they've come out with for the new Raquel Welch wigs. And this Shadow Shade Cream color I think actually hits a sweet spot for a lot of people. I get asked questions all the time about ashy platinums, like fashion platinums, and they're very hard to find. And I think that if you do find them, the rooting is usually too long and it's too dark and it just kind of throws off the color, or perhaps only really looks good on short kind of spiky cuts as opposed to like long ones or mid-length ones like this one. And I think that this color kind of hits a nice sweet spot because, as you can tell, it does have that darker root, but it's not like a crazy long gradient root, and it's also not like super duper dark. It's just like a medium to light brown color as opposed to like boom, dark brown. I also think that this color combination is really striking. This is definitely an ash-based platinum, as you can probably tell. It is not for the faint of heart. It's a beautiful color and a beautiful alternative to grays, by the way. If you want something that's very high fashion and kind of chic, this color will do wonders. It's a combination of a 23, which is kind of like a very pale sort of ashy baby blonde, and then the 61, which is almost a pure white. It's got a little bit less like of a blue tone than a pure white would have, so that helps it almost warm up, but it doesn't really go warm or gold. Here's direct sunlight. You can see it's pretty neutral, but I guess the gist is this isn't something with a gold tone. Definitely doesn't have anything red going on, and it's got neutral with cool all kind of mishmash together, you know, but definitely platinum. So this cut, let's talk about it. I like the cap on it. It's got that memory cap 2 technology going on, which is very nice and stretchy. Has a lace front, which is also pretty sweet. It has a 100% hand-tied left side part. Most of the wigs that are going to have a dedicated monofilament part for some reason are always parted on the left. I don't know why. It just seems to be what people do. And I think that there are some key styling characteristics of this wig that I'd like to point out because, you know, there are a lot of mid-length wigs on the market, so sometimes picking them apart can be a little tricky, especially when they all seem to be kind of like variations of a bob. One of the key features of Pure Allure is that the bottom can flip inward or flare outward depending on how you style it. You can use a wide tooth comb for that, or you can just use your hands and gently coax the hair into your preferred position. Now it will want to do that all the way around, so you'll just kind of have to pick which one you want to run with and kind of coax it in that direction. Now this is straight out of the box. This wig has not been trained, and once you train this wig to flip or flare, you know, in or out, it'll basically stay that way. But you have to reinforce that for a little while before the hair just kind of wants to magically go that direction. The other hallmark of this particular style over other mid-length bobs is that it has kind of a wavy front. The rest of it is super sleek and straight with a gentle curve in the front to kind of hug the face. Whereas the front has this kind of sophisticated sort of, I want to say like Hollywood glam sort of wave that sort of hugs the face. It does remind me quite a bit of like old Hollywood, just beautiful little body wave. It's just so cute, and that is something that you don't really get from the manufacturer photo because, you know, the way they have it parted and the way they have it styled just kind of looks like it feathers outward, but that's not how it comes out of the box. It definitely has this kind of glam wave thing going on. Now you can adjust the part to do other things, but I wouldn't suggest it. It comes out of the box with this part. It comes out of the box with this side swoopy thing. I think it looks cute like this, and so I wouldn't recommend fussing with it too much in other directions. You do get quite a bit of hair with this wig. I think it gives you really decent coverage. I mean, my bio hair is quite dark, so I mean, you can see on the sides here where it's poking through, but I I mean, just a little bit is poking through. So that's pretty good coverage there. I think this cap is quite comfortable, and I really like their memory cap wigs. They're quite stretchy, and you know, they're not as stretchy as like Aesthetica wigs, but they're very stretchy and they are quite comfortable. And even though they do fit true to size, so this is an average cap wig, so it fits very true to average, I feel like it's very accommodating, and so if you wear it for a little while, it'll stretch out to fit you. And so, you know, if you have a big head, it's going to take a little longer than somebody who's true to size. My best advice is to maybe pin it into place for like a week, just to wear it, just to have it on your head, as long as it isn't causing you a headache. But I don't think a wig like this is going to be that problematic because of its limited monofilament features. I think most of the cap is quite stretchy, as I'll show you when I take it off. There are also tricks and tips on how to accelerate this process that you can find all over YouTube. So, you know, if you're in a pinch, Google it. I also want to point out, don't be afraid to watch some of these videos by like girls who wear high fashion wigs, you know. Don't be afraid to watch, you know, wig modification videos by drag queens or like burlesque performers, or, you know, African American girls who've been wearing wigs their entire lives. I mean, broaden your horizons. It will help you out, because the more you know about how to customize these wigs, the happier you're going to be overall. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this one off so I can show you how beautiful the cap construction is. So, as I mentioned before, Pure Allure has this very lovely lace front. Now the hair on this is very nice, and it just kind of wants to fly all over the place because it hasn't been trained, but it's just got a very nice density to it, very nice fiber. Very nice lace front there, and then here you have that dedicated left side part. There's felt framing that monofilament, which makes it a little bit more comfortable to wear. There's also felt at the ear tabs here, as well as stretchy elastic on the sides, quite stretchy. The interior of the cap, also pretty stretchy. I mean, it's not the stretchiest, but it does accommodate nicely. The nape is extended and felt, and it has these really nice Velcro adjuster thingies in the back that I like. And then here is that memory cap that I mentioned basically in every Raquel Welch video where it applies. It's a very beautiful technology that basically incorporates all these tiny little fibers of elastic, so that way instead of it being a single solid band that, you know, can potentially continue to stretch out over time to the point where the wig is basically formless, it conforms to the shape of your head, stretches out quickly, maintains its shape so it doesn't like bounce back to being super small, but at the same time it doesn't continuously stretch. So after a while it'll basically stop stretching out, and then, you know, you don't have to worry about it being loosey-goosey or causing like dermabrasion or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put Pure Allure back on, but before I do, let me show you this monofilament part. It can sometimes be hard to see in these pale wigs because the contrast just isn't there between my hand and the hair. But you can really see here that that root, I said it was like a light brown. I don't know, I'm kind of changing my opinion on that. It looks like a dark blonde. So let's just go with dark blonde. Dark blonde root, pale, 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 pretty, pretty pale, almost white platinum hair. Let's talk some specs, shall we? The overall weight on this particular wig is 4.25 ounces, which is pretty manageable given the length and the density of hair. I think that the front on this is very becoming. It's 10 inches, but it is kind of wavy, as I mentioned earlier, like it does its thing. So it may present as a little shorter than that just because of the way it curls inward. The crown down is 11 inches. The back at the nape is around 6.75 inches, but it flares, so it appears a little bit shorter than that. You can flip it inward also, as I mentioned earlier. I'm feeling the messiness. I don't know, I'm just feeling it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a 360 like this, so you can kind of see what this looks like from all sides. So this has been the CysterWigs review of the Pure Allure wig by Raquel Welch in the gorgeous fashion platinum color called SS23. SS23/61, also known as Shadow Shade Cream. Definitely check it out if you're one of my platinum blonde lovers. And until next time, this has been Heather from CysterWigs.com signing off. Check out my web store if you get a chance, and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.